Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna start feet hip width apart, one hand on the heart, the other on the belly. Maybe taking a moment to really get solid footing, really feeling the ground underneath your feet or your mat underneath your feet. Taking a couple of deep breaths, letting the shoulders drop away from your ears. Maybe you want to close your eyes. We're going to release that. We're going to bring the feet in. Inhale. Bring the hands up. Make a steeple with those index fingers and reach over to the left. Now as you reach, it should be a lift out of the hips and over, feeling a stretch in that right side body. Now if you would like to, you can bring that left foot out to deepen the stretch. If not, just keep the feet together. And we come back up, bring that foot in, take another inhale, reaching up high and reaching over. Trying to keep the body long as you stretch. So think of the energy continually just reaching out of those index fingers. Heart towards the sky, remembering your inhale and exhale. And come back up, release the arms, bring that foot back in. Now I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me. We're going to interlace the hands behind us. Now it's almost as if you're pushing your hands away from the body. And when you inhale, maybe try lifting, opening up the shoulders, and exhale, release, bring it back down. Try that one more time. Inhale, those arms up. And exhale, drop. Go ahead and let that go. Take your time, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling down. You can touch the ground for a moment if you'd like. Slight bend in the knees is always encouraged. Grabbing onto the opposite elbows and letting your body just hang. You saw me nodding and shaking my head. I want the head to be heavy. Releasing tension in our lower back is the goal right now. Start to walk yourself out and find downward facing dog. Today, I'm keeping the feet nice and wide, the hands nice and wide. Paddling out my feet, going for a little walk. Just giving myself what I need in this pose today. Don't worry about getting your feet perfectly flat onto the mat. Go ahead and take the left foot up to the sky. Pull it through in between the hands. We're going to drop that back knee. Dropping those hips. And if you'd like a deeper stretch, you can go into Twisted Dragon by either grabbing that back foot, or if that is too far, you can even just leave that back foot down like it was, but maybe just open up that left arm, twisting towards the back. Keeping the chest open. Whatever variation works for you. Maybe it's just a reach back. Maybe it's pulling the foot up towards you, bringing it close to the glute, while still dropping the hips. Really getting into the quad and hip flexors here. Find yourself releasing that back foot gently, coming into downward facing dog for a moment. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take that right foot up towards the sky, gently pull it through in between the hands. Drop the back knee. You can stay here if you'd like to. Once again, you can reach that right arm back and just hold. Maybe just holding that twist with the arm reaching back, or like I'm doing, you can go ahead and grab that back foot. Continuing to open up the chest. You see that right shoulder as if it's trying to come towards the camera. I don't want that shoulder to go forward. Doing your best to still try and drop a little deeper into your stretch if you can. Letting that left hip drop in even deeper. Gently let that foot go, let it release slowly, take your time. Finding yourself on hands and knees. Shoulders above the hands, hips above the knees. We're going to start by finding an inhale as we release the back. And we exhale, curving the spine, taking the navel towards the spine. Same thing as you inhale, belly towards the floor, releasing the back. Take this at your own pace. Such a nice release, feels really good. And from here, we are going to work a little bit on wrist flexion. So you're gonna take that right hand, flip the fingers in towards you, slight bend in the elbow and start to sit back as if you're trying to sit back onto your heels. You do not have to sit on your heels if you are not there. You're just kind of pushing the hips back a little further as you find this stretch into the wrist. Go ahead, release that right hand, shake it out. We're going to do the same thing on the left. Turn that hand in towards you. Gently take your time, pushing your hips towards your heels. Yes, that palm will lift up a little bit. By the way, I am hyperextended in my elbow, so this may look straight to you, but it's actually bent for me. So yes, please keep a slight bend in your elbow here. And go ahead and release that. We're gonna find ourselves sitting nice and tall, feet in front of us. Hands behind you. Go ahead and take that left foot on top of the right knee. We're going for a release in the hip right now, but also you're trying to keep that posture and that back nice and long. So if you feel like you have to go concave or you can't sit up correctly, that's a sign that maybe you can sit back a little further. Maybe the stretch is a little too deep. And on the opposite side, if you feel like you need a deeper stretch, you can always pull the hips in closer or bring that right foot in closer to you to feel a deeper release in your left hip. Each stretch you take as your own. Mold it to how your body feels in this very moment. Listening to your body is connecting to your body. And go ahead and shake that out. We're gonna switch to the other side. Go ahead, take your right foot on top of that left knee. As you can see, my right side is way tighter than my left. So I have to kind of shuffle around and find a little bit of a good spot for me. Remember your inhale and your exhale. Remember to connect with the breath. And remember that you are taking this time to care for yourself. 15 minutes for you. Go ahead and release that. Find your way onto your back. Shake out the legs if you need to. I like to take the hands behind the head. And here you see me first scooting my upper body over to the left and then scooting my feet into the same direction. So both the upper body and the feet are going towards the left. To stabilize myself, I always like to take that right foot on top of the left. Now you should start to feel a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Some might feel it into your hips, some might feel it in the psoas. A lot of us might feel it in the upper body, especially by our ribs. I like to take the hands above the head and hold on to the opposite elbows. You're just hanging out looking like a banana, hence the name banana pose. And go ahead and release, bring yourself back to the center, release the feet, shuffle them back. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Shuffle the body over to the right, shuffle the feet over to the right. Once you've found a good spot, you can definitely take that left foot, place it on top of the right. Now, if you feel like your left buttock is trying to come off of the mat, or your left hip is trying to roll over towards your right, that's usually an indicator that maybe you've taken the feet too far over. So you can adjust that by either moving the feet back a little bit or taking the upper body back a little bit towards the center. Just getting to know your edge, getting to know your body in different stretches is totally normal. So if you find yourself off balance here, just pull back a little bit. That's totally okay. I love banana pose in the morning. Just do this in my bed. It's one of my favorite stretches. Go ahead and release it. Come back to the center and gently pull that left knee in towards you. Guide it over to your right side. That left arm is outstretched. Maybe you want to keep the right hand placed on that knee. Whatever's comfortable for you. I like to think of a diagonal line from my left shoulder down to my left hip. I like to envision that line so that I know that my left shoulder is not popping up off of the ground. It's flat to the mat. Come back to the center. Go ahead and release that leg, and we're going to do the same thing with the right. Gently pull the right knee in towards you, and then go ahead and guide it over to your left, opening up that right arm to the side. You can look towards the center or look towards your right hand, whatever is comfortable for you. I tend to close my eyes in this position, really breathing into the areas where I feel a release. For some, it might be a deep release in the lower back. For others, it might be a release in the hip. For some, it might be both. Whatever you're feeling, whatever areas and sensations that you're feeling them in, breathe in to that feeling, that sensation. Breathe into it, connect with it. As you connect with your body and what it's telling you and what it's saying, that's how you're able to get the body to open up and say, okay, I'm safe here. I know what's going on now. Now I can release even deeper. That is how we can release deeper into our stretches over time. Go ahead, come back to the center, releasing that. Take both of your knees in towards you, hugging those knees. Maybe you want to rock from side to side, giving your lower back a bit of a massage. Maybe you want to stay still. This is basically a reclined child's pose. We all know child's pose. This is just on our backs. And release. Roll onto your side. Give yourself a moment to sit up in a nice comfortable position. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up together. Exhale, heart center. Be well, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste, friends. Bye.